Artist, her husband, and her dog fulfilled their lifetime dream.
Today on Coffee With, hear how they traveled around the world in 14 years on a sailboat. We are pleased to be joined this morning by Marguerite Welch. She has a story to tell that only she can tell. You know, Marguerite, there is the Poseidon Adventure, there's the Odyssey, there is Gulliver, and then there's Around the World in 80 Days, and then there's you. There's Marguerite Welch. Tell us about your journey. You've been sailing around the world for 14 years, and this is the story you're telling us. This is incredible.
That's right. We had no idea it was going to take 14 years. Actually, when we started out, we just kind of got on our boat and with our dog and decided we wanted to go see the world and kind of run away from home, and that we started going in a generally westerly direction, and 14 years later we were back at the end of our pier again.
Oh, boy.
But in the meantime, of course, we did a lot of land travel. We get to places that we really liked and we would spend time there, and then of course there are weather patterns around the world, you know, that you can't just take off and cross an ocean anytime. It has to be you know, when there aren't cyclones or hurricanes or whatever. So
So along the way, about 61 countries you visited, some by land, most by land, and then some by, or most by sea, and some by land after you've reached port and then traveled in.
Yeah,
so
we did a lot of land travel. We actually spent about 3 or 4 years in Southeast Asia, which was fascinating, and we went to China and Tibet and to Burma, a lot of places many people don't get to go. And then we went up the Red Sea into the Mediterranean.
Did you really? Oh, that had to be beautiful.
About 4 years in the Mediterranean, which was just fascinating. I really didn't want to come back.
Sure. Now,
but that was great.
Now, is this a bucket list item for you?
Well, it was kind of. My husband and I have always been sailors, and we've always started out with small boats when we were first married, and they progressively got bigger and we went further. So it was kind of a natural progression that when we both retired, we just thought, well, why not? We have the boat, let's go. The book is called Waterborne, A Slow Trip Around a Small Planet. And when we got home finally, I had these journals and I started reading through them and sort of had forgotten about some of the wonderful things that we did. And so I thought, you know, this would be an interesting book. So I set about trying to edit it all down, and that took a bit of a time, but it was great fun. The journey was wonderful. Writing the book was a different kind of a journal and journey, and so that was very rewarding.
Waterborne, A Slow Journey Around a Small Planet.
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us. And congratulations on checking off that bucket list item.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And thank you, and we'll be right back with more of your news, weather, and traffic in just a moment.